Hello, everyone, and welcome to my presentation. My name is Courtney Wheeler, and this is about optimizing student learning. We're going to cover an introduction on how the brain learns, different types of intellect, there is not just one, confidence and motivation levels, and teaching methodologies and strategies to help students learn. It learns through interconnected processes, encoding, consolidation, and retrieval, driven by neuroplasticity, which we'll touch on later. The brain's ability to adapt and reorganize itself through experience. Key brain structures involved in learning: the hippocampus, critical for memory formation and initial storage; prefrontal cortex supports decision-making, attention, and higher order thinking; and our amygdala processes emotions, influencing focus and memory retention. Like a muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. And neuroplasticity is the key in our brain development. It's the formation of new pathways. Learning creates and strengthens neural connections. Refinement over time, repeated practice strengthens existing pathways, making learning more efficient. Adaptability. The brain can adapt to new tasks, skills, and environments at any age. Neuroplasticity's role in learning includes novice learners in building the foundational pathways, enhances expert learners by refining and strengthening neural networks, and is influenced by deliberate practice, emotional regulation, and cognitive engagement. Teacher, it is important to remember that intelligence does not reside in one spot in the brain, leading to three general categories of IQ. There are many different theories, however, for this presentation, the critical point is that we have more than one intelligence. This has been broken down into three types of intellect, including social and the ability to effectively understand and manage social dynamics. It includes skills like active listening, conflict resolution, and collaboration. Creative intelligence, the capacity to think imaginatively and develop innovative ideas or solutions. It involves flexibility, originality, and seeing possibilities beyond the obvious. And relational intelligence, a deeper understanding of interpersonal relations through empathy and communication, focused on building trust, emotional connection, and fostering mutual respect. All of these really key in producing a 21st century learner and a student that can go on and problem solve and be resilient in real life society. We consider 4 to 5 threats per minute. That's a little fun fact for you. It's imperative that we can overcome that initial negative thought and survival mode process that our brain goes through. So emotional regulation and cognitive overload are two things that we need to overcome and help our students to progress through to ensure an expert level learner. A bit of an introduction on how the brain learns and different categories of intellect. Let's look at some teaching methodologies and strategies to optimize students' learning. Remember, teachers are brain changers. On previous slides, emotional regulation and cognitive overload management is super important for learning. So here are some strategies to help implement to build resilience in students and support this process, such as for emotional regulation, teaching calming strategies, introduce mindfulness, deep breathing, or grounding techniques. Normalize emotions, discuss how all emotions are valid and temporary, and emotional check-ins, particularly on big weeks or through life-changing events. Cognitive overload management. Chunk information, make it smaller, more manageable. Scaffold learning, gradual support and remove it once that student gains confidence. Active brain breaks, engaging the brain and refreshing and refocusing. And let's get rid of that negative self-talk. Let's reframe thoughts such as I can't do this to I can't do this yet. And celebrating, focusing on growth and perseverance rather than perfection. Student and their confidence and motivation levels and what drives them is important for them to thrive. Increasing confidence and motivation levels is important for a learner and a student to engage in content. So here are some ideas for building confidence and motivation. And it's important to get to know your students and knowing what the balancing act is. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. The learning dip refers to a temporary decline in performance or confidence as a student encounters a new or challenging material. This occurs because the brain is restructuring neural pathways to accommodate new knowledge, and they can get uncomfortable and frustrated. Teachers can support students through the dip by normalizing the experience, encouraging a growth mindset, and providing scaffolding to help them regain momentum. Tips for getting through the dip: normalizing struggles, teach the challenges means brain is growing. Foster growth mindset, provide scaffolding, celebrate progress, teach emotional regulation, use strategies like deep breathing and mindfulness, encourage reflection. As an expert learner, that is a great way to improve performance, and motivate through visuals, affirmations, and celebrate perseverance. Here I've just included a little idea of an example task, the confidence jar. So essentially it's to help students practice positive talk, and you begin the class with a bit of a discussion around what is positivity, and we continuously input every now and then. We revisit that jar, inputting some really positive mantras and self-talks for the children to revisit regularly to make sure that they're in touch with their emotions and their feelings. To my presentation, I hope you've learned a thing or two that you can incorporate into your classroom.